Well, we're back. Welcome to the You Name It show with Davin Christensen and Jerry Taylor. We did miss last week, but we're back.
Live.
Is there an excuse we're going to... Yeah.
No.
Live?
Live. Recorded live from the Hilton Garden Inn Market Center, Dallas, Texas hotel pool.
Yes. If you want to go and beat up Davin, you can do it right now in Dallas, Texas.
At the
pool.
pool.
Hilton Garden Inn.
I'm the only one out here.
At the pool. And I'm sure many of you will want to beat him up because, as you can hear, there's a bunch of wind going on, and he has no choice but to sit out in the wind.
Well, it's the only place I can smoke.
You're not supposed to say that. I'm building a proper excuse for you, and you're wrecking it.
Oh, sorry. Can't smoke in my room, so here it goes.
All right. You just say all of that. I had him going. I thought I was going to give him some sort of technical reason, or maybe I'd make up something about there being, a person that was in the room next to you that had some rare disease and couldn't have noise or something.
Oh, and you couldn't. I called you a little earlier, and you couldn't get on to do the show because you were pooping.
Yes, that's what people do. They're going to answer the phone and talk to you in the bathroom?
No, everybody poops.
I read that somewhere.
Yep.
I heard that somewhere. But you're not one of those people that will talk to somebody on the phone while you're in the bathroom, are you?
No, it gets real echoey and weird. Plus, I like to use the...
That's what you're worried about is sound quality. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're not right now at the pool.
No, not at all. Oh, lovely.
God.
Well, as you can tell, I
have
have
a
cold.
Yeah, you do. I was going to say I have a hard time saying things like pooping and stuff like that. I can swear, but certain things I can't say, like Donald Trump's thing this week that everybody's well aware of. Mm-hmm. You know, grabbing him by the pussy. I just don't feel right saying it.
Oh, did you see that?
You say it. You say it for me?
I'm gonna grab her by the pussy. Here's the weird thing about that whole thing, and I know we don't get into politics very often, but
no, this goes outside of politics though. This has nothing to do with politics. This has to do with the guy.
Did you see the girl that wore the shirt that said "Just try to grab my pussy, Donald" or whatever?
No, I didn't see that. Where was that at?
She wore it to one of his rallies. And it was on CNN and all that other stuff. It's such altered. Think about this, okay?
Okay.
Donald Trump is bragging to Billy Bush. You know?
I know. Starting with that, that's a good start.
It's like the two lowest common denominators trying to outdo each other.
Billy Bush is a likable guy, though, don't you think? I'm sorry. Billy Bush used to be a likable guy, don't you think?
You might be thinking about Billy Carter and Billy's beer, you know?
No, we watched what is that, Entertainment Tonight? I think he's on. We watched that at this house when you're waiting for prime time to start. I didn't know this until all this shit happened, that Billy Bush is like George Bush's nephew or something, too. Mm-hmm. He's part of that Bush family. I didn't even know that.
And all these models are now coming out from the fashion show or the USA pageant, you know, now saying that he walked in the dressing room while they were dressing and that was like his...
No, he said that.
Yeah, and that was his bonus. That was like...
Yeah, that's his deal. He told the whole story on Howard Stern, actually, and I read the article about that, and he was saying that he used to pretend he had a reason to go back there and check on things so that he could just walk around while they were all getting dressed and stuff. And he would say, look, they're all back there totally naked getting dressed, and I'm back there because it's my pageant and I need to make sure everything's going well.
What a fucking douchebag.
All he's doing is saying everything that nobody should say in public. Yeah, These are all thoughts that everybody would have. Like, you probably have had the thought too, boy, I wish they'd assign me to work at a fashion show where I have to be in the back room so I can see all of the pretty women changing, right?
It's like someone who owns McDonald's bragging about how they get free cheeseburgers, you know?
Almost, but you get what I'm saying, though. Yeah. You've probably in your life thought, I'm working this AV gig at a fashion show. Wouldn't that be great if my station was in the back so I could watch them change?
Oh.
But You're not saying it on the radio to everybody.
No, I'll say it now, though. I did do a fashion show one time for the Essence Music Festival, and there was a fashion show for Lane Bryant.
Lane Bryant.
Yeah,
that seems weird.
That's the big girls fashion show.
Right.
And I had to run the videos, so I was backstage. Well, the girls didn't have enough time to get to their dressing room and get back out, so they had to just change right there. And their lead lady came up to me and said, "Do you really need to be here? Because the girls are a little uncomfortable." I'm like, I wish to God I didn't have to be here. Trust me on this one.
You, sir, have now strayed into Donald Trump territory.
Yes, I have.
Because you could have went through that whole story without beating up on big girls. You had to add the end part of it. The ass end of that had to come in.
See, that wasn't my bonus. Let's put it that way.
I know, and you're still at it. You're supposed to pretend that you find all women attractive.
Well, they all are in their own special way.
See what I did there?
Yeah.
I slipped it in there.
You tried to.
There are all kinds of attractive women, that's for sure. But I'm not running for president. You're not running for president.
No.
And you're not head of a multinational corporation that should kind of act a little bit better than hanging out with Billy Bush talking about how he's going to just force tongue kiss everybody or whatever it was.
And trying to one-up. Well, I'll tell you one thing. This country is fucked. And there's a few reasons. We talked about it last week. Well, not only because the election, we've got two choices that are, neither one of them are good.
No, not at all.
But last week we talked about how Target, was gonna succumb to making these transgender restrooms. I did a little more research, Jerry.
Oh, good. All right.
Only 0.3% of the population is transgender.
Okay.
So how is this multinational, worldwide company bending to 0.3%? If I surveyed 100 people, that's not even a third of a person.
I'll tell you why I think. Because it doesn't matter if you're one of those people. It matters how you feel about those people. So although there may be whatever 0.3% of existing transsexuals, there's 45% of the country who are supporting their rights. So you're not really playing to the direct person. You're showing the rest of the world that you care.
Well, I look at it more analytically. Rather than spending $8,100 on a transgender restroom for every one of my Target stores to appease 0.3% of the population, why don't we just give them a $100 gift card and tell them to get back in the closet?
Did you work on that joke for like a week or something?
I did. So bad. But
it was funny. I didn't see it coming, so I liked it. But now we're going to have FCC complaints because we're broadcasting filth.
Oh, it's filthy.
What's going on here?
So I went to the doctor, and that's another reason why we're fucked. God.
How's that?
Well, I went to Concentra because I've been running a fever the past 2 days and feeling all congested, walking Justin, all congested. And so I told our buddy Josh that, hey, come in early. I'm going to go to the doctor today. So I went to urgent care at Concentra.
Mm-hmm.
2 hours and 45 minutes in urgent care. How?
Oh, not so urgent.
How the fuck is that urgent? And then
it's not.
Here's the fucking kicker. After you wait an hour and a half, they bring you in, and then he goes, well, I'm going to give you 2 tests. One's going to be for strep throat, and one's going to be for the flu. And they swab you. And then he's like, well, we won't get the results for another half an hour to 45 minutes. I'm like, why didn't you fucking do this when I filled out my goddamn paperwork and I'm sitting in the lobby for an hour and a half?
They can't charge you until the paperwork's filled out. They can't charge you.
Yeah, but when I turn in the paperwork, send the swab guy out. So that way when I go in there, they have the test results already. Send the fucking swab guy in.
That's funny because now I figured out exactly what pirates meant when they called somebody a swabby. That's what their job was, huh?
And then they've got these pictures of all these people smiling and happy in the lobby, like the doctors and kids jumping up and down in happiness. It's like,
Yep.
I looked around the waiting room, there's not one fucking person smiling. This is what it's become. It's like, you fucking pick a number, and you're cattle. Whenever we get to you, we fucking get to you, is bottom line.
Exactly.
Regardless,
it's horrible.
Regardless of race, age, whether you have insurance or not, and everyone is arguing. They're all arguing with the nurses. The guy, the one guy came in for a drug test, and he was supposed to get a physical too for his job. And the lady's like, "It doesn't say here you need a physical." He's like, "Well, I need a physical." She's like, "Well, it doesn't say here. You're gonna have to get me some paperwork." He's like, "I've already lost a day and a half of my fucking life coming in here to do this shit, and you're telling me I need a physical now, but you won't do it." Fucking people. Oh God, they're driving me nuts. But it's like it's like going into McDonald's and you look at the picture and all the burgers and everything look fucking magnificent. That's what the pictures in Concentra's waiting room look like. It looks like all these people are in happy joy land. Like, all their medical bills are going to be paid, and they're going to be healthy the second they walk out the door. And no, they're just fucking stuck.
No, it's true. This is one that surprised me. I went to the eye doctor not long ago. I don't think I talked about it on the show, to do an eye exam, get new glasses and everything. And I was in this place. I thought, oh, great. I have insurance now. I don't have eye insurance, but I can use my insurance to get coverage because I need a diabetic exam, that kind of thing. Right. So I go in this place that I think is a high end. It's the Henry Ford eye Optimize or whatever they're called, and I thought, I'm going to go to the high-end place, so this is going to be great. I don't have to go to the cheap one at the mall anymore. And I get in there, and it was worse than the cheap one at the mall. It was just what you were talking about. There was actually about 3 or 4 different waiting rooms, jam-packed full of people, that I waited an hour before I was seen, an hour after my appointment time, and I just felt like they're just churning people in and out. And I'm thinking to myself, fuck, they might as well just be making people into Soylent Green in the back.
Exactly.
You know, killing them and turning them into food because you just feel like you're in that system. You're feeling like what a cow feels like when it's in line to get the bolt put in his head, probably.
3 men enter, 1 man leave.
Yeah, it's just horrible. That whole state of medical care is insanely bad now in the United States. And it's funny because they're making the most amount of money. So why is it that when these companies are doing so well, and nobody even try and tell me that, oh my God, you know, medical is losing money. They're not losing money. Insurance companies might be losing a little bit of money, but they're insurance companies. These doctors and these stockholders of hospitals and places like that are making a boatload of cash. They're like the airlines. Yep. And whatever happened to giving the customer just a little bit of relief from that?
Hey, did you see?
It's just so stupid.
Did you see, speaking of airlines, that Richard Anderson resigned?
Who's he, Delta?
He's Delta, yes.
No, I didn't see that. I wonder, did he give reasons?
There's no reasons. But then there was all kinds of articles about how under his reign, Delta became a great business, but the poorest customer service airlines out there. They don't treat anyone as if they have status or are loyal. There's no loyalty anymore. Right. But as far as the business goes, it was efficient.
Oh yeah, that company is at the top of the heap for all the profits and all that kind of stuff. But you saw it deteriorate. I saw it from the time I started going on the road until this year, where the loyalty programs just don't work anymore. They've crammed. What they ended up doing was they made it a lot easier somehow to get into that level, and then there's far too many people in the same level of loyalty as you are, so there's just not a shot to have it pay off in any way.
Yep, it's like the TSA lines now. There's no point in being in it because everyone has the TSA pre-check.
Yeah, you know, when I went to, I don't know if we've talked about this, but when I went to Atlanta not long ago, and on the way back, I had pre-check, and the pre-check line was all the way out of the whole security area and all the way down the hallway where all the baggage and everything is. It was that long for pre-check. I didn't even go look at the regular one. I was thinking, if the pre-check's this long, the regular one can't be any better at this point. I probably should have went over there and looked at it. It'd probably be like a half a line because everybody's in pre-check.
It probably would have been better, yeah.
It made no sense that it would be that long of a line for pre-check. So stupid. Luckily, I get there early.
Yeah, same here. And there's
like when people complain about you taking off to the airport early, they should know that that's for a reason. Not like people at work complain, but I'm just saying, like maybe at home or whatever, or maybe you're working on a job and it's not your company that's complaining, but it's another company going, really, you got to go that early? Yeah, I got to go that early because the line's going to be wrapped around the building.
Yep. Do you when you go through the TSA lines or any of those lines, do you profile? Because I profile.
No, I try and save up a big fart and then do it right when I'm going through the machine and pretend like the machine was faulty.
I avoid getting behind the family with the baby in the stroller. I avoid getting behind the old people who have no fucking clue that they have to take their medicines out of their fucking carry-on.
Yep.
I go behind the Asians.
How do you do that though? Like, when is the profiling start? Because once you get into the line, you're screwed. You're stuck in the line.
Well, when you come through and after you've checked and you see there's 3 lanes open, you can pick lane 1, 2, or 3. And you look over and lane 1 has the old family that's going to visit their grandson in Pennsylvania.
Oh, I get you. Because I saw a guy trying to do it in that line because this line, not only was it down the hallway, once you got up to it, it broke it off into 3 separate lines before you get up to the check-in part. And a guy with his family was trying to jostle around and pick the right line, too. And I thought, this is not the time to do it. The time to do it is when what you're talking about, when you get past, they've looked at your ticket and you're going to go up to the tables.
Yep.
That's the time.
Pick the lane that has the Asian people in it. They are efficient. They're fast. They take off their shoes if they need to. They don't take off their shoes when they don't need to. They zip through.
I thought you were going somewhere else with that one, too. They take off their shoes because they're used to it because nobody wears shoes in Japan. They're always eating on the floor cross-legged with no shoes on, so they're used to it.
They usually have a lot of electronics, but they know better because they're used to traveling.
That might be more to do with the fact that they're traveling around the world doing their job, so they're just like you instead of just being Asian, and that's what makes it happen.
Yep.
I don't know, but you're right. I can't say that you're wrong because I do. I look for the same things. I never go to the table that has a woman with a baby.
Oh my God, they take forever.
Or even the wheelchair people, even though they're going to push them up to the front, kind of, it takes forever for them to go through the thing, even sitting in a wheelchair.
Yeah. Or you can spot the rich ones that are wearing the fur coat, and the only reason they got TSA pre-check is because they're a member of the Ritz-Carlton program.
Oh yeah.
And they've got so much jewelry, and they're appalled that they have to go through all this. Oh, I have to take off my jewelry. I've got to take off my necklace. What is this? This is just not right. Well,
I had that on that last trip too, because it set off the detector in pre-check, and it was the jewelry, and then there was an issue.
Yeah, and
how about the angry guy? Don't get behind the angry guy either.
Oh yeah, the one that makes the scene.
Yeah, it never fails that the guy who's all huffy and angry about being there, by the time he's all worried about how long it's taking, and then you get up to the point where he's got to unpack his laptop and everything.
It takes forever.
He's the slowest guy. So it just makes you more pissed off because you keep thinking, like, you're going to bitch the entire way up there, and then you're going to make everybody else wait behind you because you're an asshole.
Exactly. Fucking people suck.
I know. What the hell?
Hey, you didn't give me the Spanish learning program before I came down here.
No, I didn't. I didn't look for it either. I know it's on one of my computers, but I got to figure out which one that is.
But I want to let you know that I'm learning Spanish without you, Jerry.
Really? What are you learning?
At every morning at breakfast, I'm learning to say "no more use."
No more what?
No more use.
No more use.
No more use.
What is that?
Because they keep asking me if I want more juice. But
Oh, okay.
would you like more juice? Well, it's a buffet, so that's the only way they can get tipped if they actually bring you something, because they're really not doing shit. You know, they're handing you some overpriced fucking buffet bill, and then they're expecting a tip.
But you delivered that ridiculousness so straight that there's people out there that think that you actually believe that saying no more use is speaking Spanish.
No more use. I don't want no more use. You want more use? No more use. Oh, okay.
I know. Why are they asking for a tip when you're paying $18 for a buffet breakfast?
The other thing
and all they did was bring you a glass of juice.
Yeah. And the other thing that fucking
or coffee.
The other thing that annoys me is the goddamn managers at this hotel. Every day there's a different manager work in the morning, and they have to walk around the breakfast and talk to every goddamn. Leave me the fuck alone. Let me eat my goddamn fucking runny eggs or my dried up fucking eggs and my overspiced hash browns, and let me get the fuck to work. Leave me the fuck alone.
I know. I hate that in every restaurant. I hate when the manager comes by to ask you how everything is. Like, why?
It's
you're
great.
never there if there's a problem. Why are you here now when there's no problem?
Yeah. Tell you what, give me your cell phone number and I'll call you if there's an issue. How about I call you when you're having breakfast with your family or just hanging out? Fuck you. These people suck.
Right. Speaking of restaurants, I was in a restaurant not long ago eating with the family.
Uh-huh.
And a sentence was uttered that I never thought that I'd ever hear, and I thought it was hilarious. I don't know what we were talking about, because it's been a while. It had to do with Amazon deliveries and the annoying Amazon boxes for some reason.
Okay.
Because my show note says, it's the quote from that dinner from my daughter's boyfriend. The show note was, yeah, but if every box from Amazon was accidentally filled with cannolis, nobody would be mad.
They should put a cannoli in every box. that Amazon stock would go through the fucking roof. They'd make a profit for once.
It was just a dumb thing. I'm like, really? That was just said? Of course that nobody would be mad if they were all full of cannolis.
I gotta agree with
great.
them. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
They should have Amazon should open up a cannoli factory and put a cannoli with every box.
Yes, so thank you, Nick Lamb, for that little addition to the program.
Nick, that's fucking brilliant.
Yeah. I have another show note. You want me to just burn through this one? Because it doesn't make any sense to me either.
Sure, go right ahead. I got a bunch I got to burn through too, so this should be good. A good episode.
There's a phrase that means to apologize, and the phrase is that you're going to make amends.
Okay.
You know that one?
Yes.
I don't think it means what they think it means. Because if you think about it, an amendment is something other than an apology. An amendment is more like an explanation.
An addendum, yes.
Well, an amendment, too. We're going to have an amendment. Let me amend that part of it. Let me change it for you to make it stay the same message, but hopefully it's going to make you less mad somehow.
Uh-huh.
You know, so I don't even get it. People use that like,
it's like,
you know what? I've been mean to Davin. I'm going to have to make amends someday.
Like,
Davin, you know why I was mean? It's because you're an asshole.
It's like throwing LOL after a real bad statement. It makes it all better when you're texting. If you throw
that's true.
If you throw LOL after it, you're fine. It's like, okay,
or a smiley face.
I wasn't that offensive. Throw out an emoji.
Yeah, do the smiley face. Or, you know, you can get in trouble with the winky face, though, too. Mm-hmm. Because then people know that you're trying to be dickish.
Cheeky.
So you don't want to use the winky too much.
You know what I did this week?
Tell me what you did this week.
I changed my Surrey voice to an English voice.
That's cool.
Just to be different. So, like,
That's awesome.
When I called you today, it was calling Jerry Taylor. It was real, like, it made me feel important.
Yeah, it makes you feel like you're in a higher class of society if they're talking to you that way, right?
Exactly. Why does the English voice do that?
Because we assume that they're smarter than we are.
It's better than no more use.
The study was out there that people perceive anybody with an English accent as being on average 30% smarter than everybody else.
Okay.
I read that somewhere not long ago, and I have a British friend, Carl Kendall, who I used to use that way too. So when I was doing business with the guy and we were trying to sell a project or something, or get a job, because we do freelance work and stuff like that, I would always make him go to the sales meetings because he was he could just sell it just by talking. He doesn't even have to be saying anything. But everybody thought, oh, British guy, they must know what they're doing.
He's got the voice like butter, and everyone just melts and is like, oh, yes, we'll buy whatever you say.
Right, they just assume that we'll be able to do the job because he's there telling them that with the voice. He could be saying, these people are full of shit, and they have no idea for the ass from a hole in the ground, and then they'd still buy the job.
Okay, we need to have transgender restrooms in all Targets? Okay.
Oh, so that's how it happened.
Exactly, it must have been.
My friend Carl Kendall went and talked to Target.
We are neglecting the 0.3% of our population. Not saying that they actually shop at Target, but we need to address this. Oh, by all means, address it.
Right. That's so stupid. God dang it, I had another thing, but I forgot the hell what it was. We're missing out on some stuff too because my memory's going bad with all this new work stuff. Because there was a great discussion outside today with Brad and Corey at work about one of your topics that you already brought up about how stupid we are in the United States because we have these two idiots that were running for president.
Yeah.
And saying, they're talking about how the rest of the world must look at us because of it.
They're
just looking at us going, what the hell? Brad was funny, though. He said something about how it's like watching college football, and at the end you're going, yeah, now they're never going to make it to the playoffs or something like that. Like they're going to take our place as being the top of the world now. It's going to be their shot because we fucked everything up.
It's like us looking forward to going to Cleveland. It's just... It's wrong. It's just so wrong.
It's so wrong. But there's a glimmer of hope over there, like in England and places like that, where they're going, oh yeah, they had a good run over there in the United States, but look what the hell's going on now. These people are assholes. We get to be top dog for a couple of years. I'm sorry. We get to be top dog for a couple of years.
Right, but we sound intelligent, so they'll go for it. Because look at the two...
Very small country, but we're intelligent.
Look at the two buffoons they've offered her up as president. It's just ridiculous.
I wonder what their drinking games for our presidential debates are.
Oh.
I have no idea. Oh, you know what? Corey said that was good. I think that was Corey. It might have been Brad. Said... You turn on the debates, I couldn't tell whether or not it was Saturday Night Live.
Oh, yeah. You can't. I think this next debate, Hillary needs to stand behind Trump and just be that hovering body behind him, because there's so much discussion on the fact that he was standing behind her. Like,
I don't get it. I didn't watch any of it. Especially the last one I didn't watch any of. So are you telling me, was he wandering around the stage and standing behind her?
Well, there weren't podiums, so it was like a free stage, but it was only like a 16 by maybe 8 stage or 10, it wasn't that deep a stage, so he really had no idea what to do with himself, so he kind of hovered behind her as she talked. So he was in every shot in the background, with his dumb fucking hair and his dumb fucking lips.
But was she showing up in the background of his shots? That's a question, too.
She wasn't. That's the whole thing. She found a spot off to the side when he talked, But I think this last debate, she needs to be right up above his shoulder like a fucking owl on his fucking shoulder.
She just rests her chin right on his shoulder while he's talking.
Exactly.
That'd be funny. What do you think he was doing? You think he was trying to sneak up behind her so he can grab her by the pussy and tongue kiss her?
Well, grab her. Oh, nobody wants to do that. Bill Clinton doesn't even want to do that.
I still can't say that.
Although,
man, I'm so bad at saying that word.
Although playing darts, that's a tactic. Like when someone's shooting darts, if you stand behind them, it's kind of the ominous being behind them, and it makes them throw wrong. You know, they'll miss.
Yeah.
If they're shooting for a bull and you stand behind them and just kind of watch, they know.
Maybe breathe loudly or something?
You've just got that feeling that someone's behind you, and it throws you off. And I think that's what his goal was to try to throw her off.
Yeah, you're probably right about that, because I'm sure he's thinking about that. But with darts, it was weird because I played on League, and there was always people walking around behind you. Maybe they're trying to do it on purpose. Mm-hmm. But the only time it ever bothered me, it was people I knew, like friends.
Yeah.
Because you're always thinking, are they going to, like, push me? Are they going to, like, try and stick a beer bottle up my ass? What are they going to do back there? So you're always wondering about that.
You don't want to be figged.
What do you call it? Figged?
Yes. Look it up on Urban Dictionary. That's my Urban Dictionary word. I knew it would come around eventually.
All right, let me see what it is.
It's called figging. Figging. I was looking on Urban Dictionary today, and it lists like the top searched words, and figging was one of them.
All right, let me see what it says here.
And since I'm drinking
Urban Dictionary,
since I'm drinking ginger beer now, it's appropriate.
Figging, a peeled ginger root shaped like a slender butt plug, inserted into the anus without lubrication of any kind. The ginger juices cause pain and extreme horniness. The person belonging to said anus become twitchy and jumpy, very lively. The effect lasts for about 20 minutes or more, depending on the freshness and the strength of the root. The root can also be applied directly to the clitoris or inserted into the urethra. Just be sure the sliver can be retrieved. Also, after peeling the ginger, wash your hands afterwards, because ginger juice in the eye just plain hurts like a motherfucker and is not fun or horny-inducing in any way.
Yes.
The word comes from 18th century unscrupulous horse dealers. I'm sorry. They said that wrong. The word comes from the 18th century. Right. Unscrupulous horse dealers would insert a peeled ginger root into the anus of a slow or half-dead horse. The horse would become lively and hold its tail better. The spelling was fig, but over time became figging. All right, well.
See, you learn something new every day, Jerry.
Yes, thanks for that one, Davin.
And ginger root is not that expensive.
No, because do you use that when you're making your Moscow mules?
No, I use ginger beer and lime juice.
See, isn't that weird? That a Moscow mule, which is the type of the animal that they used to use for figging,
right?
It still has ginger involved with the whole thing.
You learn something new every day, Jerry. Especially,
yeah, but now I feel like your drink is supposed to resemble a horse's ass when you're drinking it.
A little piece of root shoved up your butt. It's just wrong. Where do people come up with this shit?
I don't know. I'm going to call Billy Bush and see if he's ever heard of that.
I bet
he's heard of everything else.
I bet the Donald knows about it.
Mm-hmm. I'm the best figger. All my people, they all fig. I pick the best figging people.
You got to be careful when you say figure.
Yes.
Because that might get some people offended.
It might. What else you got? You got some show notes, right?
Yeah. Should I run through a couple and see if you can figure it out?
Yes, let's do that.
Oh, here's an interesting factoid.
Okay.
U of M Stadium in Ann Arbor becomes the 4th largest city in Michigan every home game. Did you know that?
I did not. But does it really?
Yes, because the population of Ann Arbor increases because of the attendance at the stadium. And
I know, but they're not residents of Ann Arbor.
No,
they're just visiting.
But it surpasses Sterling Heights, which is number 4.
Right. I get what they're saying. I can get on board with that. It's not technically correct, but I get it.
Plus, it's on the side of a box of Cheetos, so it's got to be real. See,
it's got to be.
I checked my facts.
You said it was a side of a box of Cheetos?
Yeah, on the box of Cheetos, there's this voting thing where you can vote for the NFL or the college football, and it's got all these facts about college football and NFL, and you have to text in your vote. It's so stupid.
Yeah, but why are Cheetos in boxes down in Texas?
Because that's how they sell them.
That's weird, because they're in bags up here where you live.
Well,
in Michigan.
Not Cheetos. Fuck. What am I thinking of?
Cheez-Its?
Cheez-Its. Yes.
Okay.
The Cheez-Its box. So that's their new thing.
You ever get really drunk and then think Cheez-Its are cereal and try and eat them that way?
God, could you imagine pouring milk on that? Especially the spicy Tabasco ones. That'd be a little weird.
I haven't either.
Hey, did you notice it's Halloween and the Boo Berry and Frankenberry and Count Chocula are all out right now?
Already? I didn't notice that. I haven't been to the grocery store, but yeah.
Breakfast
October
cereals.
would be the year for the multi-monster cereals.
So you gotta stock up on that, and they're having a voting contest too. So you can vote
For what?
You can vote for Frank.
Vote for Frank.
Yep, vote for Frank.
Oh, wait a minute. You texted that. You sent me a text with that in there.
Yep, Frankenberry.
That's right. What do you like best?
I like Boo Berry. Boo Berry rocks. I went off one time in the cereal aisle when they didn't have that shit, and I think my daughter Instagrammed it, and all our friends were just cracking up over the fact that I was going nuts over the fact that they didn't have Frankenberry and Boo Berry, but they still had Count Chocula. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, because you can get Count Chocula any time of the year. That's not a big deal.
Right.
I think you can get Frankenberry too, can't you? I don't know anymore.
Certain stores. I don't know.
Boo Berry, the under-respected cereal.
Exactly.
Yeah, it is October, and it's not Halloween yet because we're going to have to do a Halloween episode again, whatever that entails. Wait a minute, weren't you in Cleveland last Halloween? No, Cleveland's always later in the year.
No, I was usually in Miami for Halloween.
Well, I thought you had a costume last year. That wasn't the baby suit, was it?
Yes, it was a baby suit, but that was for bowling. That was for bowling night in Cleveland.
What did you do for Halloween? I thought you had something else going on.
For Halloween, I didn't do shit. I drank vodka.
So it was like any other day.
Exactly.
Halloween.
Yeah, basically. Every day is Halloween for Davin.
I don't even remember where I was Halloween last year. San Diego or something, maybe? I don't remember. No more for me. Now I'll be home. I'll be in Michigan with the snow.
You'll get to pass out candy. Do you get a lot of trick-or-treaters for Halloween?
Nope. Wherever we move, it seems like we don't have any. We used to have them when we lived in Westland, Michigan, and there would be a whole string of kids all night long. But then as soon as we moved to Livonia, it all stopped. We haven't had any since we moved like 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're in Garden City, where you'd expect to have a lot of them, but I don't think they come to these streets because I think the houses are spaced farther apart than other ones.
I came up with a costume, but I decided against it. Since I'm going to actually be in town, I was thinking about wearing a Black Lives Matter.
Are you sure you want to go into this?
Well, maybe not. Black Lives Matter life preserver, for the pool.
Okay.
And on the other side, it'll have a bunch of money symbols and dollar symbols.
All right.
Or guns, or maybe even a picture of the Titanic on the other side. And I was going to wear it to Detroit and go trick-or-treating, but I figured that would probably not be a good idea.
I actually don't even get that. I don't even know what you're saying.
Well, because
life preserver.
Because black people can't swim. So if you throw them a Black Lives Matter life preserver with a bunch of money attached to the bottom, they're going to go for it, and they're going to survive.
Oh, God.
I know. I'm reaching.
It's so well thought out for such a horrible ending.
I keep trying, Jerry. I keep trying. I'm sorry.
I know, it starts to get even more and more racist and less, like, I don't know what to say about it.
I think it would sell.
Well, maybe you got a point. Lots of things sell. Matter of fact, we're going to buy costumes for a Halloween party this year. Lisa and I are going to go as land sharks.
Yeah, better than little Trump hands.
Tiny Trump hands. Come on, Bill's a listener to the show.
I know. That'd be good.
But I haven't seen
good Halloween costume.
anything about it. You could go as Trump, yeah. And if you're a single guy and you go as Trump, you're guaranteed to get laid that night, just because no one can stop you.
Yeah, and you can grab your pussy or grab someone's pussy, and you'll be good.
Right, and it's legal for you because powerful people are allowed to do anything they want.
So, here's one of the things, Jerry. I'm going to send you some stuff back from Texas because there's some stuff in Texas that doesn't exist any place else in the world.
Okay.
I found the Taylor pork roll. And your last
all right, yeah.
Your last name's Taylor, so I'm going to send some of that back. But they've got that.
You had that last year, yeah.
But they've got that bacon syrup. I got.
Yeah, that looks good.
I got to send some bacon syrup back to you. The other thing they've got these baby limes. They're not key limes. They're these baby limes that it's like $5 for $1 at Kroger, but they're really tiny and they have no seeds. But they're like twice the strength as a regular lime. It's fucking incredible.
What are they like? Are they like leprechaun testicles?
They're like little tiny. Yeah, they're. I mean, like if I got kicked in the balls, that'd be the size of one of the limes.
That's stupid.
And then they've got low gas prices down here because it's made here or it's dug out here, whatever the fuck they do. Also, Tito's is made in Austin, and here's what I don't get: in Michigan,
all right,
a jug-handled bottle of Tito's, and we talked about being an alcoholic in a jug handle, is like $36. Down here, it's like $29 because it's made here.
That's a good price break.
You know,
$5 cheaper. I can believe that.
And we've got 10-minute oil changes. Down here, they've got 9-minute oil changes.
Gonna 1 minute up you.
Yes.
It's funny.
Everything's bigger in Texas.
Everything's better, faster, stronger, like the $6 Million Man. Hey, when you eat your pancakes, do you put butter on the pancakes?
I do. But only in between. I don't put it on top.
Okay.
Is that weird?
Why not? I don't know. Why not on top?
I don't know. I just like to put it in between. It kind of separates the pancakes a little bit, so when you're cutting it, they split better.
Yeah, the reason I'm asking is because somebody posted a picture at a farmer's market from around here, and they were selling syrup with butter in it. So you didn't have to butter your pancakes anymore.
Okay.
I thought that was kind of cool. What, you don't like that idea?
I do like that idea.
Buttered syrup. Now they need buttered bacon syrup, and everybody will be happy.
Buttered bacon.
It sounds really windy. Is there a hurricane down there?
There must be. No, it's actually it's nice out tonight. It's kind of chilly, almost like a fall night, and there's a few clouds in the sky. But I'm one of two people at the pool, and the other guy's looking at me like I'm fucking nuts.
Well, you are.
Well, yeah.
So he's right. Next time you do this outside with there's wind, you should go in there and try and find something to build a wind barrier in front of the microphone.
Yeah, like I care, Jerry.
You are a production specialist.
Hey.
That's funny.
Do your kids know about ice trays?
Well, I believe they know what they are and what the traditional use is for them.
Okay. Kids nowadays don't know about ice trays. What else don't they know about, do you think, that we grew up with every fucking day?
Oh, you're saying that there's so many fridges that make the ice that nobody knows an ice tray anymore?
Yeah, it's like, what's that?
Yeah, we were poor. We didn't have any ice or any special fridge until we got to this fridge here. Mm-hmm. I don't think so. We always had ice trays. I thought you were going to tell me that your kids never fill the ice trays, so you're going to be all mad at them for that.
Oh, no. They don't even fucking know what they are. It's like the ice machine doesn't work, so go to the store. No, I'm not going to the store to buy ice.
I don't know what they wouldn't know. I know people on Facebook always talk about things like the window handle to roll up and down the window in the old cars.
Oh, yeah.
They don't know what those are.
Yeah. Now we have cars that can do a 360 camera around it, so you could park parallel, no problem.
Right.
It's ridiculous.
A cassette tape, they probably have a hard time with. They know what records are because their famous DJs use those still. But cassette tapes, they probably would never even know what an 8-track tape was.
No, 8-tracks are completely foreign to them. But my son bought a record player, and he's like, oh my God, this sounds so much better. And he's buying record albums. It's like, yeah, because it's not compressed as shit like a WAV file, and like iTunes does, and pushes all the fucking sound all into one little megabit, and fuck that. So he appreciates it.
Give him a month or two, and then when they start being scratchy, then he's going to change his mind again.
That's true. Or when he has to go buy a needle for $56.
Yeah, does his record player have that little brush that goes along behind it to wipe off the...
Clean it off, yeah.
Record players. Let's see, what else don't they know about? Books. No, I'm just kidding. That's a little joke about the intelligence of our young people today.
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of stuff they're clueless to, but we're old-fashioned. If you know about 8-tracks, you're old-fashioned.
Yeah. Playing outside, they don't know about that.
No.
There's only a couple of things you could do outside. If you think about it, they boiled it down to just a few things that they'll do outside. Skateboarding.
Yeah.
Snowboarding.
Yeah.
Rock climbing. Just that's what they know about. They don't just go outside and hang around and play games and stuff anymore.
Drinking at a bonfire. That's about
probably
it.
Don't even do that. They probably go in the basement where there's an Xbox or something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Would you like to be young in today's world?
No. I would like to relive my life over again. I would make some serious choice decision changes in my world.
Yeah, but you know what happened? Like, let's say that you went back in time. And we talk about this frequently, but let's say you went back in time now and you had a chance to go over again. I bet you'd be sitting around going, what the fuck? I'm bored. Where the fuck's my phone at?
Exactly.
Because you'd be sitting there with nothing to do. And then you go to the TV and you'd have a hard time watching it because it'd be like this little color TV with a 4x3 screen.
There was no internet.
Like a 13-inch.
Yeah, there was no internet when we were growing up. Josh here, he's run a show with me. He just bought a brand new $2,400 computer. It's a gaming computer. This thing it's got LED lights behind the fucking keys and all this shit, and he can make it swing around and all this other shit. And he's all bragging on Facebook about how he's reached this level, and I'm thinking, wow, he really is a kid. You know, I used to think of Josh as pretty mature, but then I look at his gaming activity and it's like, wow, these kids, all they do is sit around and play video games.
Right. And drink like Monster sodas or whatever they're called, Monster energy drinks.
Well, I'm actually drinking, what am I drinking now? Tito's and Red Bull.
You're not slurring now, are you? I can't tell anymore now that we're doing this distance thing.
No, I'm not slurring yet, but the medication that I got from Concentra might be kicking in soon.
I don't know. Good thing we're at the end here. But that was Bill Christensen, spelled correctly, was saying that he heard you slurring on some past episode.
The funny thing is, the episode that he mentioned, I wasn't drinking, so he can just go.
That was just your brain.
That's just my brain slurring. Exactly.
Were you in Texas still?
Probably.
Yeah, because it could have been heat stroke. You know.
Oh God, yeah. Thank God the heat went away.
Hey, say hi to Big Tex for me while you're down there.
Oh God, somebody left his eyes all the way turned to the left yesterday, and it was the creepiest fucking thing. Because his eyes move, and when they shut him down, his eyes were all the way to the left, so he looked like he was like stalking someone, kind of like Donald Trump.
He was just creeping out,
pacing behind Hillary, you know?
Trying to grab everybody and force themselves upon big techs.
Exactly. Stupid.
Don't forget to wash your hands.
Oh.
I'm gonna tongue kiss you forcibly.
There's 4 seasons in Texas.
I'm Big Tex. I'm gonna grab you by the pussy.
There's 4 seasons in Texas. Almost summer, summer, after summer, and Christmas. Fuck you, Big Tex. Stop it.
Does he say that?
Yes, that's one of his new lines this year.
Oh, God.
He just drives me nuts.
Do you wish he would burn every time you see him like he did a few years ago?
Yes. Oh, my God, yes. And he's so disproportionate. I look at him, and it's like his pants are short. He's almost like a midget from the waist down. And then he's got these huge arms and this big dumb cowboy hat, and he's got these big dumb boots, and they're all sponsored by people. And
oh shit! We didn't tell anybody who Big Tex was. We're just people might think it's a person.
He's a 55-foot tall Santa Claus that they made into a Texas guy. They made him into a cowboy, and that's the icon of the Texas State Fair, which is
big
where I'm working.
animated giant.
His hands move now too this year. His fingers,
wow.
His fingers for everyone in Arizona.
Yeah, I knew that was going. You had to repeat that one.
Yep, everyone in Arizona, his fingers closed this year on the right hand, and he can point. Oh, one of his other ones is, hey, you down there at Fletcher's Corny Dog, you got some mustard on your shirt.
Oh God. It's like such a far cry from Disney or something like that. They're trying so hard, and it's just creepy.
I did hear a story that years and years ago, Mark Anderson crawled up inside a Big Tex and came out his zipper.
No way. That could not have happened.
You never know.
Wait, does he have cloth pants on?
Yes.
Then it could have happened, I guess. I wouldn't put it past him.
His clothes are sponsored by Dickies.
There'd have to be a picture of that if that happened, because who wouldn't take a picture of Anderson hanging out of the fly of his pants?
Exactly. I do have a picture of Big Tex's head smoking a joint.
Oh, do you? Was it photoshopped, or was that just on break?
No, it was real. It was on break. One of the setup guys, we were going to lunch, and they hadn't set up Big Tex yet, so they had Big Tex's head on a pallet, and he rolled up a bunch of old newspapers and stuffed it in Big Tex's mouth like it was a joint. Took a picture of it. When we got back from lunch, they had a police taped off, and they were filling it out. Well, it's like the Texas icon.
Right, and now you're talking about it on this show.
Yeah, whatever. I'm not going to tell who the person was.
Oh, and by the way, we had just, for some strange reason, like a gazillion downloads of It's Getting Hot in Texas yesterday or the day before.
That's weird.
So, I don't know. Just that one episode. Just a ton of them for that one episode. So, maybe they're onto you. Maybe they're trying to find out who was messing with Big Tex.
Maybe.
Gathering some information.
Maybe word's gotten out.
Yeah, maybe it's the NSA in conjunction with the Texas Rich Guys Association.
Well, I keep getting asked by product specialists, like random people. It's like, I'm starting a podcast. So-and-so told me that you do a podcast. Can I ask you a couple questions?
Yep.
So it's like one of those, hey, you've done this for how long, and how many people do you have listening? And so I don't know if we've got more listeners now because of this season or not, but I'm pretty sure
I don't know.
There's a few people that didn't know we did a podcast and now know.
Yeah. I wonder what you're going to tell them, though. What advice would you give them? I can guess what advice it would be. Sit in the noisiest spot you can with the shittiest, wide-open, omnidirectional microphone you can find.
There you go. And don't give a fuck.
And then sit there not giving a fuck for an hour.
And just drink and go to your fridge and clank. And when you're not at a pool, record it in your garage so the ice cream man can ride by and all that other shit.
Yeah, with the biggest, loudest bird that you can find perched on the sill, just whistling into the room.
Well, at least
Mr. Bluebird.
At least I'm not doing it on the show floor, because right now we've got so many goddamn crickets. Every freaking night the crickets swoop in. It's almost like the bats in Austin. It's incredible. It's like crickets everywhere.
It's a plague.
It's ridiculous.
You opened the seventh seal or something.
Exactly.
Big Tex is ushering in Armageddon.
It's not locusts, it's crickets.
All right, Davin, that's our show for this week.
Well, we got
I'm
through
hoping
it.
that you had we did, and you're sick and everything, so that was good. Being a good sport. You get the Good Sport Award this week.
Oh, well, thank you, Jerry. Big hugs to everyone
Everybody
back
out
at the
there.
shop.
Big what?
Big hugs to everyone back at the shop. I haven't seen
That'll
it.
take too long.
I haven't been to the office in God knows how long. It feels like I've been out here forever.
I'm just going to go in there and randomly hug people all day. They're just going to think I'm a creep.
Yep.
I won't say it's for you.
Yeah. Davin sends this. Oh, hug him. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. I'll end up looking like Donald Trump.
All he sends us is bad gear. Why is he hugging us now?
Yeah, brother. All right. Everybody share the episode with your friends, and I hope you'll come back next week and listen to us again.
Guys, Papa Wheelie.